Hey, what's going on, Frankmeisters? Good evening, everyone, in this Friday evening, cold as hell Indiana weather. I don't know about where everybody else is at, but I know a lot of the area is getting a lot of snow and frigid temperatures, except for Jamie Hicks down there in Florida, of course. So, what's going on, people? Have a good day today. Until early this morning when I woke up and had a docs pop notice to Carroll County and the motion filed by Richard Allen's team. Then I got the affidavit, and I thought we'd go over that, go over the motion, and I've got a video, a little bit of an interview that I want people to see again. And I wanted to see again for a reason. I'll explain why once we get done with the interview that was done with this attorney. So let's go through the chat here and see who's all in here. Rendeaz, Queen of Assassian, Jamie, Randy, Nidra, Julian Fran, Pam Hers, hey, you doing, girl? She Warrior, Rescue. You had a long day today. Beth Gonzalez, Freckled. Boy, that's a name ain't been around for a minute. Where you been hiding that, girl? Matter of fact, thank you for sending that information to me. You know I still got to vet it out myself, but as of right now, I've started and I've made a little bit of connections. I haven't finished it all, but I'm going back over your work, So that's all I'm going to say right now. So yes, Freckle Jill is related to Kay. I don't know if they're sisters or if it's aunt, sister, or what it is. Devoted, Violet, Shane, Miss Thang, in the house, Boston Christian, Alley Cat. New one in my chat, Michelle O. What's going on? Night Shadow. Anything I like. What's going on, Sue? Olivia. So how's everybody's day been going? I haven't seen anybody comment on it, but the weather. Let me go down here. Check out the chat before we get started here. Now, I do want to let everybody know that I have not read these documents, and I do not read them for a reason, because I want to be able to read them with you guys so we're all reading the same thing and try to get an understanding of what it's saying. I've heard this and I've heard that today. That's why I haven't read them yet. So I want to get your guys' opinion also. Camaro Lover, good to see you. Leslie, there you are. Didums. Mm-hmm. You're the inconspicuous in there, Didums. Who else is in here? Just going through the chat, guys, real quick. I know I'm boring right at the beginning, but I got to make sure I get through here and make sure somebody's not asking me questions already. Yeah, Devoted is sick, guys. She's not feeling well with a cold or something's going on with her. Yeah, there's no snow down here either, She Warrior. I'm in here in Greenwood. I mean, it snowed pretty hard for about 15 minutes today. It didn't stick, but big old flakes, but we haven't had anything down here. Hey, Freckle, keep that down a little bit before so we can vet it out. I don't want that out there yet unless we vet it out. I know you've done your due diligence, but I still got to go over it. Yeah. Devoted, we've been dealing with the bloodlust as usual when documents drop. Oh, yeah. This video is going to go right at them, too. This interview with this attorney is pointed right at the pro-defense people. And I got some words to say about that interview, too. All right, let's get into this, guys. Looks like there's not really a whole lot of chatter right now, so give me a second here. I'm going to go ahead and pull up the affidavit of Richard Allen first. Affidavit. Damn, you can really hardly read that shit. So blurry. I'll do the best I can. All right. All right. There we go. All right. Let me present this first page to you guys. Let me know if y'all can see that. A one in the chat. Hey, Miss Deb, good to see you. Carol Murray, good to see you. Give me a one in the chat if you guys can see that. Well, I might be able to expand it just a little bit more, guys. Cindy Lou, good to see you. Voted says one. Okay. This is the affidavit from Richard Allen, and this was addressed to the Carroll County Court today. Number one, on 11/19/23, I accompanied attorneys Robert Screamin, or is it Screamin or Screamin, however you pronounce his name, and William Labrato to the Westfield Correctional Facility to meet with Richard Allen. After arrival at the facility, it took approximately an hour to clear security and reach Mr. Allen, which included riding in a shuttle van to an interior wing of the prison. We met with Mr. Allen in a room lined with windows where prison guards could plainly observe the confidential consultation. The door to the room was left ajar and could not be closed, as the door's deadbolt was left protruding from the door, preventing it from closing. Prison guards remained posted just outside the door where they could look through the windows. Mr. Allen appeared apprehensive to speak freely with attorneys Screamin and Labrato. Richard Allen was brought to the room wearing ankle shackles, handcuffs, a wide leather belt fitted with metal O-rings. The ankle shackles and handcuffs were both secured to the waist belt by short chain, which restricted Mr. Allen every movement, gave him the appearance of Hannibal Lecter. His hands were cuffed together such that, hold on, I got to go back. Start page 2. There's page 2. The back of his hands were together with one palm facing down and one palm facing up. Mr. Allen appeared visibly uncomfortable with his arms twisted at the elbow, such that the back of his hands could be secured facing each other in the handcuffs. Mr. Allen remained shackled and chained in the fashion for the entire visit. One of the prison guards who stood outside of the door, later identified as Sergeant Randy Jones, displayed a ace tattoo of Odin's spear under his right eye and numerous tattoos on his arms, hands, fingers that resembled Nordic or Odinist symbols. I later located a Facebook profile for Randy Jones, including a photo of Sergeant Jones with the same face tattoo of Odin the spear, wearing a necklace with a Thor's hammer charm, another symbol associated with Odinism. The hammer necklace worn by Sergeant Jones was inscribed with the letters BRSRCR, which is an acronym for, hold on, I got to expand it, I can't read it. Berserker. A berserk is a type of Nordic battle axe and a term used to describe warriors fighting Odin. Other photos display 3 interlocking triangles, another symbol associated with Odinism. Research has revealed that Odinism has been linked to white supremacy in the prison systems. Symbols and rituals associated with Odinism also appear to be present in crime scene photos taken in the present case. Mr. Allen stated he was once shot with a taser through a closed and locked prison cell door. Mr. Allen stated that when it was time for him to take a shower or have recreation time, the guards would ask him if he wanted a shower or a rec, but they would slowly shake their head from side to side, indicating that his response should be no because it was an inconvenience for the guards to assist with their basic amenities. All right, last page on that. This one right here. I accompanied Attorney Screamin and Lobrato to Wabash Valley Correctional Facility, where Mr. Allen had recently been moved. The round trip drive and visit took over 10 hours to complete. Once at the facility, it again took approximately an hour to get to Mr. Allen. Prison staff indicated they did not have any type of visitation rooms for the attorneys to use because they were not equipped for such matters, but had fashioned a visitation room in some sort of prep kitchen within the prison housing unit. We were informed by prison staff that there were video cameras recording the visit. We were taken to Mr. Allen, who was secured in a prison cell located within this kitchen area. The cell appeared to be designed as a place to feed a prisoner. The cell had a solid iron door with a small hinge iron flap approximately 8 inches high that opened just far enough to slide a food tray through. This iron flap was left open, and it was through this small opening that we were allowed to see Mr. Allen and speak with him. A folding table was set up approximately 6 feet from the cell door with 3 chairs on the far side of the table. We were instructed to sit in these chairs and not to come within 6 feet of the cell door. This setup made it impossible to show Mr. Allen any video or discuss any documents. Mr. Allen confirmed he had recently spoken with attorney Kara Winnicke by telephone concerning the upcoming Supreme Court hearing. Mr. Allen appeared confused about his legal representation and was hesitant to share information about his case with attorneys Screamin and Lobrato, suggesting that he was waiting for the result of the January 18, 2024 oral argument. I have also recently spoken with Mr. Allen's wife, whose similarity was hesitant to provide any information until after the hearing. All right, done with that. So let's get your guys' thoughts on the affidavit and what you think is going on here. Are you believing the Odin stuff again, or what is it you guys are believing? Let me go through this chat. Man, you guys popped in here like flies on shit. Going through the chat. All I hear is you guys talking about the weather. Alley Cat, another Michigan person. CJK, good to see you, bud. Oh, yeah, devoted. You're up there in Wisconsin. Of course, you're going to be in the trenches every year. All right, here we go. Good. Let's see. You guys are very tough. You know what, CJK? Who cares about if we have targets on our back? Let the haters hate us. Who cares? Because I have no fucks given about the haters. I don't hate them, but I just don't give 2 fucks. You know, they got their own opinions. Let them have their own opinions. What's going on, Anthony? Shane Constancy. Yeah, hold on. Let me get to Leslie. Said any inmate with these kind of charges are going to be strapped up like that, all chained up, everything. I mean, Hannibal Lecter, really? What up, Ruckus? Hannibal Lecter? Now you're comparing him to a person who's a cannibal. And I don't think Richard Allen's a cannibal, but he's a killer. There's a difference. Ruckus is in the house. My goodness. He's been on the down low. Yeah, whoever wrote that thing was well written. Yeah, I don't buy the Odin crap anymore. I mean, I'm tired of hearing about that crap. Honestly, I am. Who is that? Anything I like? Well, we don't know who actually wrote that affidavit. That's what I'm saying. That's why I'm going to go over this motion and see if we can compare the motion to the affidavit and see if we can compare if there's any similarities to it. Yeah, I got this video I'm directing at one of the attorneys, and I'm directing it to the pro defense and all those other Richard Allen backers. Yeah, Miss Yellow. I mean, I watched Court TV a couple nights ago. They had the MS on there. They had Bob Mott on there, and they had a few other people. But they did have a Nordic Odinist practitioner on there, and she debunked everything about the crime scene, alleged crime scene, that it had anything to do with Odinist. Give me a second. Oh, sorry, rescue. Damn it. She reminds me of this after every day I'm live to pin my mic up because it's rubbing against my shirt. Is that better? No, let me move it down. All right. Let me get back here. Now, somebody said, asked where he was going. Well, from what I understand, he's requesting Allen County or Adams County. Devoted says the defense team said we will not be outdone in the fantasy realm. They're just expanding on the first torture story. Hmm. Randy says they need to stop this cult stuff. It has nothing to do with the case. I agree, Randy. I think they don't want to have to drive that far and do what they can to get it. I would have to agree with that, Gladys. Get him closer to the attorneys. Who's this Dash? Yeah, see, I'm originally from Indianapolis. I'm from East Side, Dash. East Side. And I have never met a known-this in my whole time living in this state. Yeah, Rob Adams. There's quite several of us creators have got haters on our back and gives us a lot of shit, but we pay no mind to it. We do not respond to that crap. That's what they want from us, and it's not going to happen. Ruckus, please don't do that in my chat. Take that behind the scenes, man. Ain't that has nothing to do with my channel. Yeah, I agree, Rob. I think it's a bunch of bullshit also. Shane says this defense team should learn from their predecessors' mistakes. Maybe it's all they have. I think they got the truth and they're trying to spin it somehow away from Richard Allen. Exactly, Vicky. As of right now, because I expect as soon as the 18th hearing, as soon as the 18th hearing is over, I think this case is going to pick up steam. And you know that the defense team is requesting a speedy trial. So if it's granted, I think Nick McClellan is ready for it. I think he is. So CJ cases, but you know it's ridiculous when people are posting that he's being poisoned, abused, battered, threatened, and his constitutional rights are being trampled. See, I mean, I don't know much about what the guards are doing, but I just from people I know that have been in the prison system, they've told me when it comes to an offender, no matter if you're in jail or you're in prison, if the offender is being accused or has been convicted of a crime against children, no matter what the circumstances are, if it's rape, if it's incest, if it's molestation, if it's murder, whatever, you're going to get treated the same way no matter what prison, jail, or you're at, by either by the inmates or by the guards. And of course, you know the state's going to back the prison system and back these guards on anything that they're being accused of. We already know that. So we don't know actually what's going on in there, only from what Richard Allen is saying. And you had your boasting trying to back. See, it's a bunch of bullshit. They're just trying to delay this whole bullshit. I'm sorry, I'm just pissed about it now. Yeah, Frederica, that's why I'm trying to get away from what's going on, Charmaine. Exactly. We don't know how crazy he's acting in there. We're not getting reports on him unless I can have somebody in my chat do her thing with somebody she knows that's in prison there. Let's see, CJK. In another chat earlier, someone said Alan's constitutional rights are more important than the girls. Something like that. All I said is, how would you feel if that was one of your daughter or granddaughters? Oh, I'd love to find out where that chat is because I'd go right in there and speak my mind about that one. This is about justice for Abby and Libby. This is some bullshit here. You have no constitutional rights when you're being accused of murdering two girls, as far as I'm concerned. Yeah, you got the constitutional right to kiss my ass and have an attorney, and that's it. And see, like Randy, you're right. And see, I still believe until the 18th gets over, I still feel like there's something going on between Westerman and Baldwin. Something fishy is really up over in that part of it. Just makes no sense that they press charges against Westerman for what he did in Baldwin's office. That Baldwin turned around and supplied him with an attorney out of his own office. And that shit just blew my mind when I saw that. And I'm like, oh man, what are they up to? I don't even mention him in my chat. Sorry. We ain't going there. Yeah, the Frank's motion was unprofessional and it was just terrible. It was like, yeah, I mean, not necessarily a 9-year-old, but I mean, it was thrown together poorly. Brian Emery, good to see you. I am 99.9% positive it is him on the bridge. And he would basically admitted it. So, Jesus Christ, what are you talking about, Violet? Maybe you're just like my mother. She's never satisfied. I would have to agree, Ruckus. I believe there's not going to be a trial. Daz, you're West Side Brownsburg. I'm over originally from Lawrence, but I graduated from Warren Central. What's going on, Frederica? I'm from the west side of Indianapolis. I've never met an old nest in this state. I'll back you up. Back you up there, Frank. Let's see through. If Ellen went to Weber's, surely he was not the guy on look, see through. That's why I think the timeline might be off. There's some things that's missing out of the timeline that could put some pieces together. And, like, for instance, what time was Dave McCain there? What time did he arrive there? What time was he at the bridge? You know, because he crossed paths with Derek German between 3:11 and 3:15 that day. So what time was he at the actual bridge? We need to know that. There's just some things that's not adding up here to when a couple people were there around the time everything was going down. And if they didn't hear or see anything at that time, that means the girls were killed prior to them being there. So I was thinking probably somewhere between 2:25 to 2:45, maybe, within a few 15 minutes of 3 o'clock. I believe they were already murdered. My opinion. Thank you, Gladys, for the $9.99 super sticker. Thank you very much. Yes, Nick is prepared. I believe he is. GP, hey girl, good to see you. I know you've been dealing with a lot of stuff with your mom, but it's good to see you in the chat. Well, yeah, you're right, Anna. But how do we know this is actually happening? How do we know this is actually happening? Are we going to take the words of the attorneys? Because again, they can make up some cockamamie story. Just that's what they do. They make up some damn story to try to get their defendant an appeal or shit like this. Try to get a constitutional issue going. We don't know for a fact it's exactly what happened. This is a one-sided story here. There's always two sides of a story when it comes to this kind of shit. At least we know that Judge Gould's handpicked attorneys are fighting for their client. Well, of course, they want fame and recognition too. Any attorney would that was able to get on this case as far as defense attorneys. Exactly. That's exactly what I was saying, Devoted. You can't believe a word that's coming out of his or his attorney's mouths. It's just like they make up this Odin shit. They're only giving you its and bits of what's been investigated in the past. They're not telling you what there's things they don't want you seeing or hearing. That's why they avoided it in the memorandum. I mean, he's lucky he's got 3 hot meals in a cot. And he's getting psych help or whatever's going on down there. All right, let's get to the motion that was filed, guys. You guys got me riled up now. Reading your comments and shit in here. Where are you at? Carroll County. All right. Now, this one's 6 pages long, guys, so it'll take a few minutes. Let me know if you guys can see that. One is in the chat, please. If you can see it well enough. If I need to expand it, tell me. I need a response from you guys if you can see that well enough. Redfoot says he can see it well enough. Good to see you, Redfoot. Olivia, too. It's good to see you. Alley Cat says as well. Okay, I got to expand it out just a little bit because I got bad eyesight and I don't want to put my glasses on. All right, now comes the defendant through his appointed counsel, Robert C. Screamin and William Labrado, and hereby submit the motion to transfer and state as follows. Argument: Richard Allen is currently being held in pretrial detention at the Wabash Valley Correctional Facility, a maximum security state prison. After visiting with Mr. Allen at both the Westfield Correctional Facility and the Wabash Valley Correctional Facility, It is counsel's belief that one, Mr. Allen is not being treated similar to other pretrial detainees being held in county jails, and two, pretrial incarceration at Wabash Valley Correctional Facility will seriously, if not fatally, impact counsel's ability to effectively represent Mr. Allen due to the distance of travel and visitation conditions. Fact. On November 3rd, 2022, the state of Indiana filed a motion on behalf of the sheriff of Carroll County asking the court to transfer Richard Allen to the custody of the Department of Corrections, claiming that due to this being a high-profile case, the Carroll County sheriff could not adequately provide Mr. Allen with necessary security or needs at the Carroll County Jail. Judge Diener, without holding any evidentiary hearing on the merits, granted the state's motion and approved Richard Allen's transfer to the Department of Corrections, then recused himself from the case that same day. Mr. Allen has no opportunity to object to this transfer, and no one appeared to consider how they might negatively impact Mr. Allen's defense. Number two, on April 5th, 2025, Mr. Allen, former counsel, filed an emergency motion to modify safekeeping order, essentially a motion to transfer Mr. Allen to a county jail. I have reviewed counsel's motion, and although I lack personal knowledge to vouch for all the allegations made as Mr. Allen presents counsel or present counsel, I believe it to be a meritorious motion based upon 25 years of practice in law. I agree that Mr. Allen is not being treated similar to other pretrial detainees in county jails, and that his pretrial incarceration at a distant state prison severely impacts counsel's ability to effectively communicate with Mr. Allen and then effectively represent him. I would incorporate the legal argument made by prior counsel and that Mr. Allen's distance from present counsel and the conditions during visitation negatively impact counsel's ability for effectively representing Mr. Allen. On April 14, 2023, this court denied prior counsel's motion. Mr. Allen remains in the custody of the Department of Corrections. April 28th of 2023, the court receives a letter written by an inmate at Westville Correctional Facility alleging Mr. Allen was being abused and mistreated. September 18th of 2023, prior counsel filed a motion for a Franks hearing in support their previous filed motion to suppress. Prior counsel included a 136-page memorandum with 126 confidential exhibits. The memorandum and exhibits, among others, alleged prison guards at Westville Correctional were allowed to wear patches on their uniforms, official uniforms supporting Odinism, and that crime scene photos suggest a potential connection to Odinism, a Nordic religion and or cult that has been associated both in the prison system and society in general with white supremacy. After reviewing crime scene photos and visiting Mr. Allen at Westville Correctional Facility, present counsel believes these claims have merit and that pretrial incarceration with the state prison system negatively impacts Mr. Allen's rights, in addition to counsel's ability to effectively represent him. October 27th, 2023, this court appointed attorneys Robert C. Screaman and William Labrado to represent Richard Allen. Attorney Screaman and Labrado both reside and maintain primary offices in Fort Wayne, Allen County, Indiana. Fort Wayne is approximately 106 miles from Westville Correctional and a 2-hour drive. Fort Wayne is approximately 233 miles from Wabash Correctional Facility and approximately a 3.5-hour drive without stops. Counsel's most recent visit to Mr. Allen at Wabash Valley Correctional Facility was a 10-hour day, November 9th to 19th, 2023. Counsel visited Mr. Allen at Westville Correctional Facility. The visit was an arduous process, which included lengthy travel, complicated and protracted prison security procedures, and difficult prison conditions. Throughout our legal consultation, Mr. Allen remained uncomfortable and unnecessarily shackled and chained in a manner resembling Hannibal Lecter, which guards watched through glass panels and the doors ajar. Mr. Allen clearly appeared intimidated by the guards and was hesitant to speak freely with counsel. Although none of these prison guards were wearing patches in support of Odinism, one of the guards did have a symbolic face tattoo of Odin's spear and multiple hand and finger tattoos emblematic of Odinism or Nordic mythology or Norse mythology. This same prison guard had a public Facebook account that also displayed the same tattoos in addition to a necklace with a Thor hammer inscribed with the letters BRSRCR, an acronym for Berserker, which is a very specific type of Norse battle axe and the name given to warriors fighting in honor of Odin. Other photos displayed three interlocking triangles, another symbol associated with Odinism. Mr. Allen stated that Westfield guards were intimidating and reluctant to provide him with shower and recreational access because it caused him extra work. And as a result, he awfully simply remained in his cell and went without recreational time or a shower to keep the peace. On December 22nd, 2023, counsel visited Mr. Allen at Wabash Valley Correctional Facility, where Mr. Allen was recently. As if it going back, yeah, we're not going over that again. Yeah, we're not going back. That was in the affidavit. Let me go over it again. Okay. In 25 years of practicing law in 5 states, including representing numerous defendants charged with murder, I have never had to conduct an in-custody legal consultation in this fashion. The prison's visitation arrangements created an environment wherein effectively representing Mr. Allen was a fiction. Mr. Allen stated that in 2 weeks that he had been at Wabash Valley Correctional, he had not received or even been offered any recreational time and believed he had taken one, possibly 2 showers, and he had not been allowed outside in the prison yard, although other inmates enjoyed outdoor recreation. In 25 years of practice in law, I have never had to conduct an in-custody legal. I have, with Mr. Allen, routinely conducted legal visits with the jails in Allen County, Adam, Huntington, Randolph, and Wells counties, including consultations with numerous clients charged with murder. There is never a guard present that I can't read that word. The consultation, and there is never audio or video equipment recording the visit. My clients are never shackled, handcuffed, or chained during visits. These are clearly state prison policies, not county jail policies. I am often able to simply sit at a table with my client and have a conversation, but at the very least, I'm able to sit directly across from my client and speak through a large plexiglass partition where we can view video of documents. County jails routinely, dare I say daily, have lawyers visiting pretrial detainees, and as such, county jails have rooms specifically designed for attorney visits. County jails also have a streamlined access protocol for defense attorneys that often take no more than a minute or two, as opposed to an hour. And laptops, phones, and tablets are routinely allowed during attorney visits with no special request. County jail visits with clients can even be set up the same day. Clients at county jails are extremely accessible, and multiple visits can be quickly and efficiently made when legal issues arrive. Based on counsel's observation and experiences, Mr. Allen is not being treated similar to other pretrial detainees being held in the county jails. However, even if this court were to find that Mr. Allen's pretrial treatment within the state's prison system does not in itself justify moving him to a county jail, evidence is absolutely overwhelming that pretrial detainment at Wabash Valley Correctional Facility will seriously, if not fatally, impact counsel's ability to effectively represent Mr. Allen due to the sheer distance of travel and the workable visitation conditions. Counsel for Mr. Allen respectfully requests that he be transferred to either Allen County Jail or the Adams County Jail. Respectfully submitted by Robert C. Schreiman, attorney for defendant. All right, got that out of the way. Same shit. claiming the Odin's crap. I see Grismatics in the house. What's going on, buddy? He had the COVID there for a while. He disappeared. I'm glad he's back and feeling better. Uh-oh. Philly's finest is in the house. What do y'all think of basically the same thing the affidavit say is what I said. What I'm thinking on the motion. Let me get back to where we were. I gotta go back to comments. According to the FBI, Ronald Logan was the guy. Why not show reasonable doubt using that strategy? Ricky's going down. Oh, I bet you they do bring it up if it goes to trial. Guarantee they will. The judge should have made that loud and clear that any other attorneys cannot bring up Odinism in this case. That's the way that I see it. But they're trying to use it as their defense. I don't think the judge can deny them that defense. Boston Christian, 2 little girls being manhandled, then walked to their deaths is freaking tortured. And whatever else was happening, you would have to experience being walked to your death to understand. I don't know who you are, Philly's finest. I saw you in another chat yesterday, and I was like, what is this dude talking about? Frank, don't bang with no receipts. SOI will probably get banned. So before I do, I just wanted to say Rick Snay lied so much the universe took his voice. Sorry, but we don't talk about other creators in our chat, Philly's finest. I'm just letting you know that right now. My mod should have caught that. Anthony, he's been cleared internally, I guarantee it. But he was seen on camera not long after the murders. You talking about Ron Logan? Devoted. A profiler on YouTube said the same thing, that BG is a sadist. He marched those girls to their death while they were terrified. It's the worst crime. And see, that's what I'm not understanding. I know them girls had to have been screaming or something going on. You ain't going to tell me that they didn't scream or something. And somebody didn't hear that shit. Maybe he would be happy if they put him up in a fancy hotel. Hey, what, dude, look, man, I don't know who you are. And I'm done with the damn photo crap, dude. Sorry. Not trying to be rude, man, but I got rid of that shit as soon as I received them. I'm not talking about it. So stop with this nonsense crap you're doing in here, dude. The day the girls got kidnapped, Ron Logan went to the fish store in Lafayette. Stop. All right, one more time, dude. I told you, no more talking about other creators in my chat. If I have to, I'll go in there and block you, man. I ain't playing that crap in here. Jeez. I'm not tolerating that shit in my chat. They be watching too many fictional movies. That's what I have to say, Devoted, on that shit. Damn, you. All right. Oh my god. Do I have any mods in here? Devoted. You're a mod. Who else is a mod in my chat? I'm watching my chat. I have to watch my chat because I don't see anybody doing anything about this shit. Man, who is Philly's finest, man? You know, what the fuck? Sorry. Yeah, it's probably their best defense, I would have to imagine. I mean, it's the only thing they got, really. But I do want to play this video with that attorney. Give me a second. I've got to cue it up. Come on. Give me a second, guys. All right. Let's get this. I had to show this again, guys. All right. Let's play this last part of this interview.
Forensic analysis of the bullet that was found near the victim's bodies.
Can y'all
So
hear
the
it?
bullet, though, was not a spent bullet, correct?
That's my understanding from the probable cause. Yes, it was not fired.
Okay, not fired. So how do you do forensic analysis on a not fired bullet?
Well, there's two different ways of conducting that type of analysis.
Can
If
y'all
a
hear
bullet
that?
is fired out of
Okay.
a gun, then you can conduct an analysis on the projectile itself as it twists and comes out of a barrel. There may be different nicks and scrapes and things on the bullet, but any bullet casing that's been ejected out of a semi-automatic handgun, whether that gun has been fired or not, it is pushed into the bottom part of the barrel, and then when the slide is racked and the bullet's ejected, even if it hasn't been fired, there's still an extractor that grabs the edge of that bullet, that flips it out, and that process often, not always, but often leaves marks and dents, and those marks and dents can be very specific to the weapon that it came out of. So even if it hasn't been fired, in a laboratory, they can go back, put a similar type of shell casing in it in a laboratory environment, eject that round, and then compare the two.
Do you think that there are still more details in this case that will come out beyond what is in the probable cause?
There may be, things like DNA analysis. It can take months, and we were looking at timeframes here of October. Often, DNA analysis takes much longer than that. So there may be some other evidence out there that we don't know about, or other tests that are still pending. Absolutely.
Right. And one thing the prosecution said is that there could be other people involved. So that could be some evidence that maybe we don't know about yet.
Absolutely. They don't put everything into a probable cause. It's just kind of the initial story that law enforcement writes. But there may be other evidence that we're not aware of and we may not find out about for months to come.
Right. Well, months to come for sure, as we have many more developments and a long trial ahead of us. So Robert Scrumman again.
All right. Now, I got a lot to say about that shit, guys. Now, how in the hell, a couple months before this guy gets put on the case, you do an interview and say that the bullet evidence is good evidence? Now, how in the hell are you going to explain that shit to Richard Allen? I guarantee his family's done saw the video, the interview. I can guarantee, since they're actually from Allen County, I would say somewhere between 70 and 80% of the residents have probably seen that interview. Now, how in the hell are you not going to get a jury pool out of Allen County that has not seen that damn video with that attorney? How in the hell are you going to get around that, Mr. Scrumman? Explain that shit to me. That's what I want to know. You're going to attempt to try to have the bullet evidence thrown out? I don't think that shit's going to happen. Mr. Scrumman, you got some explaining to do, buddy. Because when I see you in court the next time, I will question your ass about it. Best believe that. Right out in the hallway. Camera on and all. How you going to get around this, Mr. Scrumman? Sorry. Smoking a joint. Got me fired up. Watching that video. What, Mustang? Am I screaming? Is that too loud? I'm reading these. All right, I don't know who the hell this person has changed the names. You're out. Sorry. You're out. I don't know who you are, but you just got banned because I don't see no mods in here. Grizz, you're a mod, dude. Yep, Michelle, you're exactly right. And I said, you know what, man? If Nick was fucking smart, he'd have that video in his back pocket to show to the jury. But like I said, whatever jury's picked, I can guarantee at least half of them have seen that interview with him. Oh, it's been around for a while, Mustang. I don't play around, dude. These motherfuckers are being stupid tonight. I'll unblock him. Hold on. How do I get him? I got to go into my... Do it afterwards, but I should have timed him out. Oh, Randy's here. Deb's here. Okay. I don't tolerate that shit in my chat. Told you. Everybody knows. Deb's seen it. Randy's seen it. I know Devoted. She don't do Facebook. Grizz has probably seen it. I made it very clear. Mustang has seen it. Bosch and Christian's seen it. Beth Gonzalez has seen it. I made it very clear on New Year's Eve. My resolution is I ain't going to be so fucking nice in 2024. I'm tired of all this game plan that's going on in these channels, man. It's ridiculous. And yeah, I threw that video on your pro defense Richard Allen backers in your face because you explained to me how the hell he's going to get out of that one, people. Agreeing that the bullet evidence was good evidence. Man, you just sank Richard Allen's ship with that shit. Got me on a rampage. Anthony France. Is it possible Ricky snatched a photo or two from the developed photos from his work and they found them on the search? It's possible. We just don't know exactly. I mean, I know they got a lot of books, magazines, and weapons and bullets, unspent rounds, phones, motorcycle cover, thumb drives, flash drives. I mean, you name it. Whatever they could take, they took. Yeah, we need to. I mean, it's been off the hook. What's going on, Coach? These motherfuckers, excuse my French, but God, man, I've been watching a lot of these channels and all these wackos are just all over the place. It's ridiculous. And see, you know, another thing, Randy, that's a good point, man. Thanks for bringing that up. I'm sitting here thinking, they're saying they violated Richard Allen's constitutional right to counsel when the judge had already appointed Screamin' and Labrado as his new attorneys, and then Rosie and Baldwin tried to be slick the day before Halloween, the hearing on Halloween, and filed for pro bono appearance. You knew the judge wasn't going to go for that shit. She had already assigned attorneys. Why in the hell would you do that? Trying to be slick and trying to say that you violated his constitutional right. No, he already had attorneys. That's not violating his constitutional right. There was more than just whatever. I mean, there's so much stuff they took from the house. We don't know exactly what's all evidence in that what they took from the house. We know the gun is. We know possibly cell phones. We just don't know what they got, what was good as good evidence or not. God damn it. Oh, excuse me, Miss Deb. I take that bad, Lord. This thing keeps coming off. I'll be getting yelled at by a rescue here in a minute. I'm surprised she didn't text me. Hook that mic back up. It's scrubbling everywhere. Richard Allen is guilty. Michael West is guilty, but why would you tell everyone about the photos you saw? Tell them about the date written on them. There was no date written on them. They were just like photocopies that were sent to me. I didn't actually check them out. I opened them up and I was like, oh, no. Delete them immediately. No, we're not saying somebody's making a possible thing that they might have found some photos at the house. Somebody asked if it's possible when Richard Allen was developing photos and he took a couple photos of the girls and had them at his home, made copies of them. Hey, I'm not Rick Snay, dude, so you better back the F on up with that crap in my chat. I didn't spread no damn photos around to nobody. Once I got them, I got rid of them. I didn't describe anything about in the photos to anybody online, nothing like that. So you better back up, dude, or I'm telling you right now, you'll get your ass kicked right out of my chat. Come in here talking that shit. Somebody better take care of it before I do. I have no contacts with none of them people, so I don't know why you bring him up in my damn chat. Yeah, I can. Matter of fact, somebody already took care of him because I can't do it from my end. Thank you, whoever got rid of him. Hey, Willow, good to see you. I'm going for you. Good to see you. Jan Brubaker, good to see you. Coach Kev, good to see you. Well, they got me, Stephen Hipkiss. He says, I used to work for CVS, and it is very possible that copies could have been made. Yeah, I'm not saying it could, but it's a possibility. We just don't know. No, what they're saying, Stephen, is that the family had photos developed at that CVS right there in town. Yes, Heather Swedenson. It's possible that Ellie matched the bullets at his home to the unspent round. It's possible, yes. Well, they can't stop me from talking Boston. They can try all they want. Keep it coming, because I'll come right back at your ass. Hi, Mother of Dragons. Thank you, Devoted. Thank you, Violet. Man, did IU win their game? Anybody know IU win? I know the Pacers are playing in Atlanta right now. Man, we've been live 1 hour. All right. Who wants to come up on panel and shoot the shit? Because you guys got me going now. Whoever these fucking trolls were. Randy, you want to come up? You got to settle me down, bro. We'll talk about something else. Because they got me riled. Links in the chat. And if you fucking trolls come up here, I'll know before I even, don't even try it. There's the link. All right, there's Mr. Randy.
Here I am.
What's going on, buddy?
Oh, not much.
I got to turn the camera off because I got to do my thing. So
All right,
calm my nerves.
Let me.
Man, these damn trolls, man, where the hell are they coming from?
I have no idea. I think they're coming out because next week is the Supreme Court. I think that's what they're all coming out to and trying to be like they're going to win. We're challenged. Old lawyers going to win, but technically, the Supreme Court's going to be on her side now.
I honestly believe that myself, man.
Because they're going to support their own judge. They're not going to.
And see what these pro-defense people is not understanding is that Indiana has never had a precedence like this ever. There's no laws on the books on what the judges actually can and cannot do in their own courtroom. Mm-hmm. So what Todd Rokita did, he went right to the United States Constitution. And it clearly states in there that a judge has every right to do what the hell she wants to do in her courtroom.
Especially she is in northern Indiana. Northern Indiana part where Fort Wayne is, is not connected to our district down here at all. It's a total separate district up there than what Supreme Court here. So it's on a different county Supreme Court up there.
And that's why Todd Rokita filed that brief saying, look, there's no law in the books or anything here. This is going to be a new precedent set here. But we have to go by United States constitutional law since there's no law in Indiana that covers this situation.
So basically, if our Senate here in the Capitol changed their mind and put a bill that, hey, okay, we need to change this. But still, if these two lawyers have been doing this all their lives to get away with something, knowing that they could.
Right.
Hey, Bruce, how you doing?
And see, another thing I look at is that the Supreme Court's not stupid.
No.
They're going to look at Andrew Baldwin and say, look, man, it was, what do you want to call it? Neglect on your part. No matter what the circumstances were, those photos or whatever was left out should have never been left out in the first place because you don't know who in that office is going to be in that conference room. Yeah, or just walk in there.
They should have had everything locked up.
Yep.
Especially if, don't care if somebody's a friend of theirs come popping in the courtroom in their office and visit. They should not have been putting them into that office.
Well, the thing about it is who else in that office is not part of this case that had access to those photos if they were laid out on that conference room table like that?
Well, you had a lot of their. Well, you got to look at this. Their secretaries, who's doing all these filing, they don't know all that was back there. They have to go through it. But did they pass it out? We don't know. But all we know is Westerman is the one who passed out, taking photos, sending to Texas, sending the guy in Fishers, start sending, and the people who are YouTubers, who knows other YouTubers, or they could be sending up other YouTubers the show.
Excuse me, guys. I'm going through the chat at the same time you're talking. I mean, once she got promoted to that Chief Justice spot, it'll free up a lot of her time doing cases. It's going to be, she's basically going to be doing administrative work is what she's going to be doing.
Yeah.
So that'll give her a lot of free time for the Delphi case. And if, like I said in my last live, if any of her constituents, that's judges, attorneys, or anybody had a problem with her being picked off the list of names to be the Chief Justice, they would have spoke up.
Oh yeah.
And,
Well,
and if she got backed by the governor, that's telling you something.
yeah. Well, the other thing is they could have chosen a judge from Evansville, Indiana.
Yep.
And if he say whoever the judge would be from Evansville said the same thing, like, look here, you broke several of these rules. I told you not to, but you did anyhow. So even he's going. If they went same thing to the Supreme Court, they'll find out the same thing that hey, you broke these rules. You cause more danger to your client, Richard Allen, for saying, "Oh yeah, there's cult stuff in this, and it has nothing to do with it." And these people bringing it up, they're the ones putting Richard in danger, but Richard keep on thinking, "Oh, I'm not in danger." They're the ones doing, saying the prosecutor's doing it, but the prosecutor's not like leaking out stuff.
Right.
It was his lawyers, and pretty much they're the ones who put him in danger. And now you got these new lawyers doing the same thing again.
Yep. CJ cases, too many are giving the shady former defense attorneys a pass for their dirty shenanigans. I would have to agree.
Yeah.
They thought they were slick to circumvent the gag order, and they almost got away with it, but they got caught. And now they're not liking it. Hey, what's going on, Bruce? What's going on, buddy? Joe Rabbit. Man, see, hey, somebody get him.
He did. Retro Dogs got him.
Get Joe Rabbit out of there. That's another troll. Metal Mama. Oh, and I see that Leslie Kingston. Thank you very much for the $4.99 super sticker. Yeah, I wanted to rub that shit in the pro defense face with that interview with Screaming. You know what I mean? And I got a message for any defense or anybody that's backing Richard Allen. The bullet evidence is not going nowhere.
No,
I can tell you that right now.
Whatever evidence they have on Richard Allen, that's why he's in prison. Because one, if they would arrest Maxwell a long time ago to this case, and we would have done, but they could arrest Ron Logan to this murder. He didn't get arrested. He only got arrested because he broke his probation.
Somebody get that dude. No, they did not.
Who? If it's on your side, you might have to block on your side, Frank.
This guy right here.
What's got it?
On the screen.
Joe?
Yep, now he's gone. Here, let me go to the next one.
Yeah, Deb took care of it.
No, he didn't.
Yeah, she took care of it.
Not on my side. It shows he's still good.
Oh, hold on. Let me see.
He's banned. They keep changing their name.
Yeah, I see him now. He's banned.
They're wanting me to talk about stuff, and I'm not doing it.
Yeah.
Hi, True Crime Fangirl.
Hey, Melissa.
They think I'm really stupid.
Olivia, hi. True Crime, how you doing? Shane, everybody. But yeah, they're not going to go. Yeah, like Mustang said exactly right. If you were trying to arrest anyone, they have any other choices. But yeah, they would have had arrested Maxwell because he had stuff on his computer. And then they didn't do that because everybody thought, okay, we had something, but they didn't. And then they continued on with all the searches, going to interviews, different people around Indiana. They went to Ron Logan's house, but he has an alibi. He wasn't there at the time. He showed the time he was at the aquarium in Lafayette. So he wasn't there when the murder. He wasn't there at 2:00. They have evidence showing, hey, places that he's been on cameras, where he went to that bar in Americas. There's a camera there. showing what time he was there. There was a camera at the dumpster, transfer station. Hey, Jill.
Let me read this by Metal Mama real quick. She says,
Okay.
Frank, I could not believe all the pro RA earlier this evening. Apparently, I was told my brain lacked the ability to disseminate facts. And when I read that, I said, it seems like they can't disseminate facts because there's no facts to what the defense is saying. It's just words.
Mhm.
We need proof. I don't care about Odin's patches and all that shit. I want to see this shit where they got the door propped open a little bit and the guard standing right next to the door listening. I want to see all this. I want you to take a video camera in there and do this. Record your own goddamn interview with your client.
Yeah.
I'm tired of hearing this shit from these excuse me, I'm not even going to say it. Not even going to say it. Damn.
Well, it's pretty much at this point, Richard Allen is running out of places to go. He can't go anywhere else. He thinks he's going to go someplace that is luxury and stuff. Well, fine. If he wants that, they can move him to Colorado. There's a place that they can stay there, have their freedom and walk all around. But he still would be kind of in danger if he did one of those not killer.
Let me get this out here. Metal Mama, thank you for the $10 super sticker. She said, thanks, Frank. I love how you don't tolerate no bullshit. I don't tolerate no bullshit. I ain't these radicals, man. I don't play that game. They want to get under everybody's fucking skin and get them all riled up. I'm not down with that. I did that shit when I was in my 20s. These motherfuckers need to grow up and get maturity, get some balls, get some nuts, whatever they need to do. Just because you got a fucking pubic hair doesn't mean you're fucking mature. Excuse my French, but these are some idiots out here right now.
Yeah. It's pretty much, yeah. Richard thinks he's going to go someplace that he can walk around free without shackles or anything. There's a place in Colorado.
They do that in Marion County with the inmates.
If he thinks he's going to be safe anywhere to just walk around,
it's not going to happen.
Yeah.
Because of his charges, and they don't seem to get that through their thick fucking skulls. You put him in the county jail, he's going to get treated the same damn way. It might not be by the guards, but it would sure in the hell be by the inmates.
Yeah.
Best believe that. The guards will turn their fucking heads. That's exactly what will happen.
The only 3 facilities we have down the southern end, the United States Penitentiary, of course, where you got the Pendleton Correctional Facility. Those would be the only 2 left for him to go to.
What's this? What's that word that Bruce just said?
What word? Bruce, what did you say?
Frank does what? What is that word?
Frank does Ellism.
What the hell is that word?
Ellism wanted to run the show. Hey, Bruce, what's the meaning of that word?
I'm like, what the hell is that?
Hey,
yeah, I agree. I don't think it's so much the Odinism thing they're complaining about. The 3.5 hour drive one way, and that is a little bit far. What is that? What does it mean? I don't understand. What does that word mean? Somebody look up that word for me and put it up on the screen. Give me the definition.
Let me see here. Let me find it.
I got to go through this chat. Man, these motherfucking trolls got me up in a roar tonight.
Hold on, go back. Let's see here. I'm looking. No, are you kidding me? Let's see here. ELIS.
Any inmate that is being charged with double murder or murder itself is going to be shackled like him. No matter what county you're in. Damn.
I can't even found her freaking word is. Let me see.
Right, Vicky. Yes, Vicky, that's correct. That's what I think. Asylum people want to run this show. Oh, that's what he's saying. The asylum.
Asylum? Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, they're trying to, and I'm catching that shit real quick.
We can always put Richard Allen in the deep freeze. Put him where prisons like in frozen, like in Siberia. Take him over there in Russia.
Listen to Willow Rain. I say move his ass wherever. Maybe they should take him home with them. I feel like they've complained if he was at the Hilton.
Yeah.
Man, them motherfuckers got me in uproar tonight. God damn it. I didn't want to be like this.
But yeah, he could have we could call up Russia and put him in Siberia prison. He wouldn't like that. Then he's gonna complain. I have more freedom in the United States prison. So what? And then
God.
The lawyers is gonna be
No, there's no more trolls. I don't see him now.
no.
Hey, True Crime Housewife, good to see you. Cecil Hotel,
Hey,
good
Boston,
to see you.
hey, Tech.
Gail Hurd, good to see you, hon. Melissa's in the house. I'm going through the show. Oh, wow. Tech Death, there's my boy. What's going on, bro? Sorry, I saw you earlier. I didn't mention you.
Leslie said, put him where Olivia had. Well, we can build our own prison, his little prison. He can walk around, nobody be around, be in the deep of the earth. That's what we could do. Find a.
I wouldn't go that far. But you, like I said, you got to treat him like. You got to treat him like he just killed somebody. So that's how they're treating him. It doesn't matter. Like I said, it doesn't matter what county he's in.
Yeah.
If it happened in Marion County, the same thing would be happening here. And he'd have it even worse in the jail.
Yeah. Well, like they said, they don't have enough manpower to watch him in regular jails. He would be in Carroll County Jail or White County Jail.
Baldwin's attorney, Hennessy, promised to keep stuff in the safe for now, admitting they were wrong. Oh, really? Get a hold of me, Coach. I'd like to hear about this one. And like I said, when it comes to that video with the attorney months before he was put on the case, you're not going to tell me at least 80% of the community in Allen County did not see that interview on the news.
Oh, yeah.
And how are you going to pull a jury poll? What are you going to have at one of the questions on your questionnaire for the jury poll? Did you see the interview with Attorney Swyman? Really? Because
Well,
you're gonna get everybody leaving you then.
Well, like the judge said, she has a special way to get jurors, get the right jurors to be in this case. But it's down to once it gets closer to time, they have to, I would say maybe May, they'll have to start requesting hotel rooms for these jurors to stay here. So they almost have to have 6 months ahead to get to the rooms for these law attorneys to hide jurors away.
I'm going through the chat.
Yeah.
Damn. Let's see that my mods left again.
What's name's me?
Yeah, you. I'm going through the chat again. They're probably in the background just watching everything as it's done.
Hey, Queen. Robin, what's going on? Willow.
Listen, look at my mama. Cindy, he is awesome. My son walked into the room and heard Frank and said, that guy is awesome. Look at Leslie. Motherfuckers, balls, nuts, fuck all in one sentence. Yep. When you got me doing that shit, you done pissed me off. And I'm not usually like that. But I've been fucking just sitting back watching all these other channels lately, and I'm just like, my God.
Hello. Hey, Queen. Doing well. Queen.
Making sure I ain't missed anybody's questions. Yeah, but it's all a circus again, man. I tend to lean toward the reasoning why they want to move him is to get him closer to them so they don't have to drive as far.
Well, they would have to go through Todd Rakia because he's the one who moved him.
Yep.
And it's up to him to move him, not them.
Right. I don't think Todd Rakia is going to move him.
No, he's already figured. He's where
it's costing taxpayers too much money for this shit.
Yeah, and it's been the circus since KK started this trial of his, and he's still. And then Richard Allen think, well, do the same thing. Let's have a circus here, do the same thing. But the family's going to come up at the end. If they change this again, they're going to be really mad at the defense team. It won't be the prosecutor. It'll be the defense team. They're going to start cussing that defense team up and down.
Some Willow Rain says, Anthony, they won't unless they continue to push his medical and mental status deteriorating. Then the prosecution will have the right to access his medical records. You haven't heard anything about his mental health here lately. No. I can tell you that right now. Not much been said about it at all. So something must be working down there.
Yeah.
This case is a moneymaker for them, Lala. That's why they want back on this case. It's a moneymaker. Yes, it does. HIPAA does apply to any incarcerated inmate. Yes, it does apply. That's why Nick keeps getting rejected to get his medical records from there, because it's in violation of the HIPAA laws. Yep, you're right, Leslie. No fucks given. It's only about justice for Abby and Libby.
Mm-hmm. And like Frank said earlier, the timeline is still off because you have to look at McCain brothers, what time they got there.
Right. See, that's why I keep telling people, I said, somebody asked me for a complete timeline. I said, I can't give you a complete timeline because there's stuff missing.
And then plus the Daniel Pearson and his girlfriend. We don't know what time he got there either.
Right.
Those are the two times we're still missing.
And Dan McCain being in the graveyard.
Yeah. He went to see his parents. You probably, the one strangest thing is if he went to the graveyard, why didn't Dan go?
To what?
To the graveyard.
Dan did go. He was the one in the graveyard.
Well, no, Dave. Dave. Why
you mean Dave? And you know the thing about it is that corner where the ravine is, McCain's parents are buried right there.
Though kind of like in the middle. They're in the middle.
But as soon as you come up, you can see the headstone immediately.
Yeah. It's right there at the bottom of the hill in between where the gate is.
Yep.
Get down to, and that is strange is why didn't
it's like 3 rows in from where you come up out from where the ravine's at.
Yeah.
Like 3 rows in.
And it's like, okay, how come Dave didn't go? You would think, okay, you're that close to see your parents, take a visit, or whatever you need to do. Say, hey, clean up the area or something. Why didn't he go? That's always strange. Usually, if both go, if you're that close, but it seems like he didn't care to go.
Right.
But
Yeah, I just want to know what time Dave arrived there and what time he was at the north end of the bridge.
well,
Because
hopefully
it'll give us a better understanding of maybe possibly when the girls were actually murdered.
Yeah. Well, see if they were there and saw Dave and Dan, especially Dan riding the bike, he would have saw him riding the bike.
It depends on what time he was there.
Yeah.
And see, the thing with David McCain, it's starting to bother me, and even with Cheyenne, I mean, if the coroner says that everything was over and done by 3:30, he's just saying that the girls were dead by 3:30. That's all he's saying.
Well, yeah. Well, the problem is you have both brothers on the same different cases, and that's kind of strange. Why you have two brothers on the same two different cases?
And if we can get a time of when he got there and in the time that Cheyenne actually arrived there, at the point to where she was at the north end of the bridge, we need to know exactly what time she was there before she went out on the bridge, started taking pictures, because that's a crucial time of when the abduction happened between 2:13 and whatever time the girls were killed. We need to know this so we can break down the times of when the girls were more likely killed, because if Cheyenne says she didn't hear anything, we never heard Dave McCain ever say he didn't see or hear anything. All he heard was the couple down below arguing.
I was going through a long time ago. I went through that down here thing. I did hear a screaming. I had several different things. I did hear. I couldn't download how to download, but I did hear screaming in that down the hill. I took and looked. There was screaming, and Pam heard it. I let her listen to it. It was screaming, but it depends. They were screaming probably right after.
Man, somebody's blowing me up.
Who was it? I know there was a couple messages. Lala had a message for me. Hold on, let's see what was.
Oh, there was one I wanted to get to real quick. This one right here by CJ Cat. A mysterious guy said Alan is innocent because of the timeline. Well, I'm here to tell you, he tried to change his timeline to throw off investigators with the timeline with the girls on the trail. I'm just telling you that right now.
Yeah.
He's trying to say he was gone and out of there by 1:30. No, you weren't, dude, because the girls saw you coming onto the was it the Freedom Bridge, and you're hightailing it to the Monon High Bridge around 1:30 to 1:45.
Mm-hmm.
So you can't use that fucking excuse. Are
No.
you going to say the girls were lying?
Yeah. Now, Lala, Pat Brown's truck was parked closer to the ravine. That's where he was parked overnight.
Yes, in that corner.
Yeah, in that corner where the ravine is, where you can get down that way.
If you're standing on 300 looking at the cemetery, guys, the ravine is in the very back right corner.
Yeah. So you drive in, and right there, you just park right there, close, like close to the fence. Not the fence. You climb over to get to where the girls are. But yeah, the truck was there overnight. And then the other question, who had another question for me? Let me find it. Who? Now, it's, Anthony. Yeah, you said the video you and Greeno did testing. If you could hear screaming from the bridge, yes, you can. You hear screaming. Frankmeister and Jennifer heard me screaming at them.
Yes.
And scared the crap out of when I screamed.
I mean, I was like, what was that? And then I called Randy. I said, what are you guys screaming from over there? Because I was at the crime scene and Marv was on the opposite side of the river down the second hill right there. And the bridge, if I was standing at the crime scene, you could barely faintly see the north end of the bridge from where you're at. You could barely see it.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, man, I hear somebody yelling or something. So I called Randy. I said, man, is that somebody yelling up there? And I said, I can hear you guys.
Yeah. You can hear Julie when we did, me and Anthony did a scream. Julie screamed. You can hear her exactly before you cross the creek to get on Ron Logan's. You can hear her screaming. So yeah. And then the one strange part when Anthony was talking to Kay Weber he can do things on her property. I was wearing a red t-shirt, okay, and Anthony was talking, and she said, "Who's that person on the north end of that bridge?" And Anthony said, "You see him there?" She said, "Yeah." He said, "That's Randy." So pretty much you can see where the top of the hill where Anthony and Kay was standing, they can saw me. So when there's no leaves on those trees, you can see through anything out there. And even walking on the trail, Deb even noticed when we went back to the car, she said, "You're crazy. There's no way you could not see a killer."
See, remember me, you, Taylor, and that girl from Michigan? When we walked 300 and Steffa walked back through the trail, we seen her plain as day, and we were out on 300.
So pretty much, you can see anything.
And Shane Constantine says, Frank, Randy, why is Derek not on the witness list? There is no definite witness list right now. That's going to change all the time.
Well, that was another question. Well, the other question is Derek will not be on the stand. I'll tell you right now, because he's been hiding this time because he's tired of the bullshit. And he knows his daughter was murdered, and he doesn't want them to talk to him. He is a nice guy. I met him. He's real nice. He's the same size as I am, but he's the nice person you ever met. But he's not going to be on the stand to be cursed and everything else.
Right. Joseph Mankus says, when RA is convicted and sentenced, how many of these pro RA people will be worried about RA's treatment in prison?
Well, I think when it comes time, these people are going to try to revote and figure out how to get Richard Allen another trial, to get him out of jail, to change his plea deal somehow. But he's looking pretty much as KK is doing, 45 years. It could be a life for double murder.
Oh, that's a double life sentence.
Yeah.
Let me get to Metal Mama here. She said, CJK, they harass and bully a lot. They are very unprofessional and one of the most hateful chats I've ever been in. Pathetic insults that speaks volumes about their character or lack of. That's why I don't partake in any of those chats like that, Metal Mama, because I won't subscribe, but what I'll do is I'll watch and see who's in the chat. And if there's individuals in that chat that I know are troublemakers, I won't have no part of that channel, period.
Lala, I would think Becky would tell the defense team there's no way, there's no chance. He'll go with the prosecutor, and prosecutor will try to find a way to make sure he doesn't be in that courtroom on the stand.
I'm trying to go through the chat at the same time.
So,
you're up there.
Again, he's not going to be in that courtroom. That's why he hasn't been showing up in courtroom. He doesn't want to have people ask him questions. The only time he showed up, we did a thing for Olivia and Abby letting out the balloons. He was there, and Becky was at the restaurant, the Blue Moose restaurant, watching. But Derek was there.
Okay, let me get to Queen of Manassas.
Okay.
She said, Randy, what about the pictures of under the bridge? Remember when we did our thing?
Yeah.
2 years ago? If we were correct, that is the arguing couple under the bridge.
Yeah, that's those two underneath the bridge arguing.
That's the only conclusion that we can come to.
And we always, and I said Frank, I said, look, there were 2 people underneath that bridge, and there's those 2 people on the bridge, underneath that bridge, north end. And there's a way you can sit down.
This account, good to see you.
We'll find out, Wello. But he is no way on that list.
I think I know who that is.
So yeah, Willow, there's no way he'll be on that list, and he.
I think I know who this account is, but I'm not positive.
Okay, hey, Count, how you doing? But all he could do is go on. If he did, he can just play the 5th, so he won't have to talk.
Well, Michelle, you got to remember also years later, the first time, what was it, the second or third time that I came out there for the Memorial Walk that I did the testing with the tape measure and all that shit.
Yeah, I think
it was me, Marv. It was a bunch of us who were out there. It was me, Marv, Hoosier Cold.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did the whole experiment with the coordinates that the FBI had put on Ron Logan's search warrant or his probable cause affidavit, and it took us right to the spot.
So basically, yeah, it's because they had all the equipment that do the coordinates and everything. And I remember I seen them go from the CPS building, tracking from there to make sure the coordinates correct, and he found it's correct, and then he went down there to where the girls' bodies was.
I guarantee you that's who I think it is.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's who I think it is.
But when the witnesses who saw him on 300, muddy and wet and bloody, because Jennifer was all muddy. And so there is no way, even if he walked across the creek, came off, but he's running into mud and climbing the banks.
Frank Joy, you are correct. If Derek is subpoenaed, he will have to testify. All he has to do is plead the 5th. He doesn't have to answer a damn thing.
No, that's all he would do. If he can't get out of it, he'll just plead the 5th because he knows he doesn't want to be in the courtroom. That's why he hasn't showed in the court, because he knows.
He has not been to any hearings. He didn't even go to the pressers. None of them.
No.
He doesn't want. He can't stand it.
Yeah, he's standing out. He knows he'll get attacked, and that's why everybody's attacking him now. Still, he's a good guy. All he did is gone to pick the girls up, and he came from Frankfort, Indiana, helping his mom checking out a property they rent down there in Frankfort, Indiana.
Well, Willow Rain, they've got his cell records too, placing him where he was at. So
the 5th is self-incrimination.
No, it's not. No. It don't have to be just about self-incrimination. Because
he didn't do anything wrong. So if they try to ask him stupid questions from his past, he has the right to say the 5th. He doesn't have to answer any of those questions. And it's done and over with.
But besides with Derek, nothing's been brought up as of yet in the defense when it comes to any type of ties with drugs or anything. Yep, that's who that is. I'm pretty positive.
Oh, you are?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know.
He comes
does that.
Yeah, he comes and watch my shows when I'm reading and stuff.
It's a she, I think.
That's not how it works. Well, he's going to plead the 5th. He's not going to talk. He knows if he got on the stand that they're going to start asking him about his past before they were murdered, before his daughter was murdered. And that's not part of this case.
Yes, Gladys. 2 years ago, Randy got a hold of me and we started going back from the very beginning through old statements, photos, and everything. And he came across something with Cheyenne's photo when she was on the bridge. So he got a hold of me. He said, man, I want you to look at this. So I looked at it, ran it through some filters, the whole works, expanded it out, and I'd be damned if there wasn't two people underneath the bridge. One was wearing a hat, and it looked like the other one was bald. I can't remember. Do you still have that photo?
I think I do somewhere, but I gotta find it again.
But
But yeah,
we even had True Crime Web run it because he's a forensic specialist, and he ran it and said, yes, it looks like there's two people under there.
because Dave McCann said there was two people arguing underneath the bridge, and that was Daniel Pearson and his girlfriend. So
No, because Cheyenne did admit that it was Daniel Pearson and her friend that Daniel was with.
mm-hmm. Yeah, Miranda, correct. They need to leave Derek alone.
They don't mess with Derek at all.
You don't not. Becky gets mad too when somebody attacks Derek. It's not his fault. People try and blame him for something he didn't do. He's a good guy. He's a nice guy. Who's this? Nature. What? Really, people?
Yes, I know who you are. I think I know who you are outside of this account. I have not seen this person troll. I've seen her in several different chats. And then you get another question that needs to be asked. Why did Dave McCain instantly lawyer up?
He knows. He knows. And that's where the timeline has to be found. What time was he out there? And his brother.
Look what TLC says. Becky made a statement in an interview that Derek lives every day thinking he may have been there when his daughter's life was taken. You got to think of that too, guys.
Yeah. When he was there, he was calling. He knew once the phone wasn't getting picked up by Libby, he knew something was wrong. And that's when he started calling the family first. He didn't call the police because they figured, well, the family will take care of it. We'll find them. And that's when Becky came and stuff and started warning, okay, there's something wrong here. We asked everybody's friends, and they went on the internet, on Facebook, getting all of their friends, hey, have you seen them? And one of them would probably saw him.
Hold on. Who called me a granite brain?
Who? What? Where?
Somebody called me a granite brain.
Was it
when it comes to Derek, they're saying because of Derek taking a fit because they'll question him about his past drug stuff. That's what will end up happening, and he does not want to talk about it.
Yeah, that's what's going to happen. That's what the defense team will go trying to do. But hey,
I mean, why admit when they know that what he's done in his past? Yeah. I mean, he's just going to plead the fifth. I don't want to talk about it. You guys already know what the hell has happened in my past. That's what I mean by that.
Mm-hmm. Right, CJ, agreed. Maroon Derek has been looked at thoroughly and has all the family not involved. He's hurting and leave him alone. Yes, everybody needs to leave him alone. And the other thing, leave Ron Logan alone. He had nothing to do with the murder either. You know, if he would have said something, he would have. But he was worrying about his house and his land being lost. He was about that close to lose his property. And his lawyer got him out of jail so he can live at his home to keep his house.
I'm just reading some of this shit.
Oh, okay.
Go ahead. You keep talking.
So basically, yeah. Ron Logan has nothing to do with it. All he did is broke his probation. He's not supposed to be driving. He's supposed to have somebody take him places. But he thought, well, I'll get away with it and nothing would happen. Well, as soon as he left, it happened. and that was
Kathy Allen cannot be forced to testify against her husband. There is a law in place that she does not have to testify against her spouse.
well, if it's the defense team wants her on the stand,
She still doesn't have to testify.
yeah, there's still, well, yeah, she don't have to testify. All she would have to do the same thing, just plead the fifth. I'm not answering any questions. I would.
Yeah, the original, Shane, the original when the 86 page filed up happened last February. The very first witness list that we had seen in this case had her name on it as a state's witness.
Yeah.
But we don't know how much that's changed since then. So that was a year, basically a year ago.
Yeah, well, it'll actually be a year and a half soon here. But it's just, this is why this case needs to be done and over with. It's getting out of hand. And I was hoping this would be right now, doing the case right now to get it over with. The trial.
Lala, please. We're not talking about Ron Logan no more. No one knows anything about the night before with Ron Logan. Hey, LA, good to see you, hon.
Hey, Ellie. Yeah, Boston.
Right, TLC. What's he going to testify to? You made them pancakes and went to pick them up. The end. Talk about Derek.
Yep. No, that's what Derek can do is bring a grill inside the courtroom. He can make pancakes for everybody.
Well, I see that the defense is out. I mean, the Supreme Court's going to rule on if they're going to allow the defense what a 70-day the speedy trial, and if they do, more power to him because I think Nick McClelland's been preparing for a speedy trial.
Yeah. Well, since they're going to go with the judge in this case,
I thought you were still going with Judge Gold.
Yeah, they're going to go with her, and if the Supreme Court agrees, the 70 days, it could be April or May. Get this thing over with.
But like I said, we got to wait on to see what the Supreme Court does, if they're going to do the ruling that day or if they're going to take everything in advisement and rule on it later. That's when everything's going to start, when that happens. So, but I can't wait. Next Thursday, man, I hope to hell we can get in that courtroom.
Well, you got to get ahead of all the reporters. They're going to get there way before you will.
Oh, me and rescuers leaving my house about 5:30. It only takes about 20 minutes from my house to get to the Capitol.
But you have to go up second floor to get those tickets.
I thought the third floor.
Yeah, was it she put it on her. What was it? A second floor or a third floor? Where to get the tickets? She had it on her page.
It don't matter, but we'll be there bright. I mean, it's a Sunday. It won't even be cracking when we get there. Oh, yes. And you best believe I'm going to be recording everything if I can after the hearing.
Yeah.
Yeah, things are going to start moving after the Supreme Court hearing, Shane. You best believe that. Things are going to be moving pretty quick.
Yeah. Why Richard has a court? No, Richard don't have a court hearing. Just the lawyers do.
They can still file motions and stuff on the case, but the judge cannot rule on anything until after the Supreme Court has made their decision on what they're going to do.
Yeah.
I'm reading through the chat.
Yeah.
I'm one of the biggest supporters of the family, guys. You best believe that. You're right, this account, it's going to get crazy. I would say probably if they don't rule on anything that day, give them a week or two.
Yeah.
And then when the week or two comes and they make their ruling and if they rule a new judge, we're going to end up starting from scratch again. Basically what's going to happen, because they're going to have to catch the judge up on everything.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to let that happen either. I don't think they're going to do it because the the families are getting pissed at. They were getting pissed at the police, state police, when they said we'll go in a different direction and bringing out a second sketch. They were mad about that. So they're pretty much were getting madder and madder at this whole entire deal. Now twice as mad because of what Richard Allen's lawyers have done.
Hold on, I got to answer this. TLS, the family doesn't have to get tickets. I've already spoken to Becky about that day, and she advised me that they have a family advocate there at the Supreme Court that contacted her and let her know they had arrangements for the families already. They get the first 2 rows. They got special parking and all that stuff. So the families don't have to have ticket to get in.
Yeah.
And see, I still honestly believe that the Westerman case is tied in, and that's why the Supreme Court set their hearing at 11 a.m. because Westerman's is at 9 a.m. That's how I firmly believe.
Mama, I don't think it's going to be televised.
It's going to be on the Supreme Court website.
Yeah. Unless Court TV has a special
Stream.
Yeah.
Purple Passion.
You have to go to that day, Purple Passion, to get the tickets. So you have to wait in line when the Supreme Court office opens. You have to
Rescue knows the whole deal because she's prepared this for me and her to go there, so she knows everything about it, what the circumstances are, how to get tickets, and all that stuff.
I don't think Anna's be going, Melissa. She's already got other
issues she's dealing with.
Yeah, so she's not going to go.
Well, yeah, of course, Beth. You're going to have that in every case. I mean, not necessarily about own conspiracies, but there's always going to be these conspiracies after the fact in any murder trial or whatever you want to case you're talking about.
No, Lala, it's whenever they'll give you tickets, not first come, first serve. You just go up to the office where they pass out the tickets. They got so many tickets to pass out. So, no, it's not first come, first serve. So it's up to them. And
then they have a drawing, I think.
Yeah.
They put whatever ticket number you have, they put another ticket in a hat or something, whatever they do, and they draw tickets. And whatever number they call, you get in.
Yeah.
That's what I was told happens.
So, yeah, it's not first come, first serve.
No, it's not. So that's why me and Rescue are leaving pretty early.
Yeah, Miss Anna had a hard Christmas.
Yeah, I'm just reading through the chat, trying to get to people's questions.
Rain, didn't you just say Anna won't be?
Hey, please don't put that out there. Sorry, Melissa, but I got in some other creators' asses a couple days ago about putting her business out there and doing live streams about it. So I would appreciate if you wouldn't put that out there. I'm sure everybody knows, but just to be respectful for Anna.
Well, CK says, Rain, did you just say Anna won't be going? I can understand why you wouldn't, especially heartbreaking and graphic details. Well, she's got other, CJ, she has other problems, okay? She doesn't need to go have more problems because of the 2 stupid lawyers who's trying to get their way. They're the ones who caused it in the first place.
I'm reading the comments.
Okay.
Got some good people in here tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I can't believe everybody's hanging out this late for a Friday night.
Yeah.
I would hope so, because if that's the case, I'll go live on my my channel here and broadcast it from my phone.
Yeah.
It's okay, Willow. I understand you didn't know.
Thanks, CJ. Okay.
Yes. Anna's had a lot to deal with in the last 7 years, and I thought it was distasteful for some creators to go live with about what her circumstances was on New Year's Eve weekend. I mean, why would you do that? Is it all about clicks? Because that's just disgusting that you would use her issues to gain clicks.
Mm-hmm.
You got COVID, this account?
Hmm?
I'm asking this account. Said, I'm sick tonight, so it's nice to see everybody. So you got COVID? Because there's that COVID's going around again. I don't know if it's the new strand.
Well, yeah, there's it's kind of like COVID, but I don't know what the name of it. It's totally different. They put it a totally different name.
Like undevoted, she's sick too.
Because I have two nephews who went to the hospital, and my stepmother said there was tons of people throwing up.
Really?
Yeah, it's like, are you kidding me? She said, yeah. She said even had the people sitting on the floor throwing up. They're trying to find stuff for these people, but there's something going around.
Right.
And because of this weather, like we said, the winter is going to be hell with this COVID type deal.
Hey, this account, how long have you been feeling sick? About a week?
Are you having breathing problems or very bad breathing problems? Count.
I'm glad I don't get out much.
Yeah.
Hope you feel better this account.
Yeah.
Miranda, I don't know, but no doubt she's not far. She's gassed though. Huh?
Huh? What?
All right. We're coming up on 2 hours, guys, and I'm getting ready to shut down this live stream for the night because I know there's things people want to do on a Friday night. I even know it's cold and everything. But I do want to give a shout out to the people that donated to the channel today. Gladys Kravitz, Leslie Kingston, Metal Mama, Gail Hurd, and Cecil Hotel. Thank you very much for the donations to the channel. It's much appreciated. And to all my mods that hung around tonight, thank you. Love you very much. And so, Randy, much appreciated you coming up and keeping me calm as much as I could be.
It's no problem.
So, to everybody in the chat, I love you. Be safe out there. Nasty weather if you're in the Midwest. Take care of yourselves. You know my motto. Let me get off the camera here. You know my motto. You know my motto, everybody. Peace out. One love, guys. Good night.
Bye.